By emphasizing too many items on a web page, we destroy visitors' ability to find key information and paralyze them from making a decision. Most sites and landing pages have very poor information architecture and interaction design. Fixing major usability, coherence, and cognitive problems can have a major conversion rate impact. Alienation versus affinity. Even if we get over our anxiety and confusion to find the information that we need, we still have to deal with affinity and alienation. We want to be recognized for who we are, understood, and valued. These are subtle issues of identity, tribalism, self-esteem, and belonging. We are members of many formal and informal tribes in our lives, fans of a specific sports team, employees of a certain company, drivers of a particular make of car, occupants of a specific zip code, and graduates of a certain school. The list is endless. Some of these tribes we chose consciously, others unconsciously. Still others chose us, e.g., the tribe of orphan children, or being a member of a specific racial ethnic group. Note, a sense of belonging and being understood is a powerful motivator for people. The editorial tone of the landing page needs to conform to the visitor's values and beliefs. Any images of people should also help them to self-identify. Graphics color schemes should match the appropriate palette for their sensibilities. Button text and calls to action should also use the language of the target community. By segmenting your visitors and personalizing information for them, you are much more likely to appeal to their sensibilities and move them to action. Online and offline combined. Although I have tried to separate conversion-related factors into offline and online, the world is not really that neatly organized. There are very important interactions among the two, and they often play complementary roles. Many people will conduct extensive research online and then convert offline. So the online channel serves as a key influencer, but not as the point of conversion. If an online marketing program has no way to track these subsequent conversions, the apparent economics seem much less favorable. One way to close the loop is to create specific incentives such as printable coupons, which can be redeemed at the point of purchase, and can be used to encode the exact online origin of the transaction. The influence can extend the other way as well. Many people will see a product in the physical world, and then track it down and purchase it online. Every contact with a potential customer can impact their eventual behavior. This often involves a complicated and tangled thread with multiple exposures to your brand and products across several online and offline channels. Accurate tracking and measurement in this kind of environment can become nearly impossible. Even if you could track everything properly, it often comes down to interpretation about how to assign the proper marketing credit. For example, should you always count the initial source of the visitor, or assign credit to their last point of interaction, before the conversion action happens? There are no clear answers or rules about such chains of contact over extended periods of time. The point is that you should be aware of the multiple influences on each web visitor, and understand the real value of each customer conversion regardless of where it happens. Retention is the third key online marketing activity. Once someone has become aware of your company and made initial contact, you must deepen your relationship with them in order to extract value in the future. In his excellent book Permission Marketing, Turning Strangers into Friends and Friends into Customers, Simon & Schuster, 1999, author Seth Godin accurately lays out the changing balance of power between consumers and companies. Consumers are in almost total control, and are increasingly impervious to traditional advertising assaults. They tune out most interruptions, and focus only on what is important to them. If they notice you at all, they will give you very limited permission to interact with them. Retention programs should seek to build on the initial permission with anticipated, personal, and relevant ongoing communications. Over time, as you earn the consumer's trust and continue to provide value, you are granted higher levels of intimacy and permission in return. Retention programs start immediately after the initial conversion action on your site has been taken. This initial action may have been an email sign-up for your newsletter, or a white paper download. It will often not be the actual initial purchase of your products or services. But you can leverage the right to contact the person by educating them and leading them closer to the ultimate desired action, an initial sale or repeat sale. The basis for all retention programs is the ability for the user to receive information from your company on an ongoing basis. So the minimum requirement is that they have given you their email address, or added your blog or news source to their data feed. Email has 3 disadvantages from the user's perspective. You typically do not restrict the list of people or entities that you are willing to accept emails from, you are not anonymous, and you cannot control the contents of the messages that are sent to you. Of course, there are ways to blacklist certain senders, or receive emails only from a whitelist of approved addresses. There are also ways to create anonymous or even disposable email addresses. Unwanted content can also be fought by spam filtering software. But none of these solutions are perfect, and it is difficult to strike the right balance among intrusiveness, extra effort and work, and access to the right information. The visitor, or assign credit to their last point of interaction, before the conversion action happens. There are no clear answers or rules about such chains of contact over extended periods of time. The point is that you should be aware of the multiple influences on each web visitor, and understand the real value of each customer conversion regardless of where it happens. Retention is the third key online marketing activity. Once someone has become aware of your company and made initial contact, you must deepen your relationship with them in order to extract value in the future. In his excellent book Permission Marketing, Turning Strangers into Friends and Friends into Customers, Simon & Schuster, 1999, author Seth Godin accurately lays out the changing balance of power between consumers and companies. Consumers are in almost total control, and are increasingly impervious to traditional advertising assaults. They tune out most interruptions, and focus only on what is important to them. If they notice you at all, they will give you very limited permission to interact with them. Retention programs should seek to build on the initial permission with anticipated, as responding to email promotions, clicking on certain pages, participating in surveys, or referring others. Retention marketing is critical to an online company's profitability. Effective programs can have a multiplier effect on revenues by increasing lifetime value of the client relationship. You will also typically have much higher profit margins with repeat customers because the incremental cost of marketing to them is minimal. But it is important to realize that every experience with your company contributes to your success. Well-designed email campaigns may fail because of a user's poor experience with your product or service, or negative interactions with your customer support or billing staff. So it is critical to keep your nose clean and sweat the details of every customer or prospect touchpoint. Otherwise, you can undermine the success of your retention programs. The myth of perfect conversion. Don't make the mistake of assuming that every visitor is a potential prospect or buyer for your goods or services. That would be a delusion. The mythical 100% conversion rate simply does not exist. There are 3 types of visitors to your website. 1. Knows those that won't ever take the desired action. 2. Yeses those that will always take the desired action. 3. Maids those that may take the desired action. You should completely ignore the first 2 and concentrate on the last group. Let's examine this more closely. Some visitors to your website are not prepared to take action. They may be unable to afford what you sell. They may work for your rival and are merely conducting competitive research. Or they may have been simply surfing the web and thought that it was worth a second of their time to look at your landing page. There are countless reasons why someone will not take the desired action. The important realization is that there is nothing that you can do to influence them to act. For most landing pages, this group is by far the largest of the 3. There is also a group of visitors who will always take the desired action. There is ample evidence for this. People will put up with maddeningly difficult registration or checkout processes. They will seek out links and information that are buried deep within websites. In general, they will display a degree of tenacity and will that is staggering. Why do they do this? There are a variety of reasons. Some of them have willful personalities. Others are already sold on what you are offering due to outside influences. Still others have searched far and wide and have been able to find only your company as a viable answer to their immediate and burning needs. Others are just tired of looking further and have settled on your company as the best alternative that they have seen. Regardless, short of a broken website, nothing will deter these people from taking the desired action on your landing page. The main point is that these people do not need any convincing by you. The final group of undecideds contains a wide variety of people. Some of them are almost there. A small improvement in your landing page or website might get them over the hump and result in the desired action. Others may need significant additional persuasion and hand-holding in order to come around. Figure 1.2 shows the range of possible visitor dispositions towards the desired conversion actions.